So we're out here in Johnson Valley, California, and we're doing some testing on some new tracking devices that Volocore has built for us. These are all new prototypes, and basically it's a satellite tracker that has radio frequency communication. So the bikes will be able to communicate with each other, send out distress signals. Trophy trucks will be able to send pass alert messages to slower vehicles. These trackers also have the capability to send a down rider message via satellite, so that anytime a rider is down, the command center will know that a rider's crashed and will immediately be able to check on their status. So the Caselli Foundation and Volocore have been working together for about the last 8 months and bouncing back and forth different ideas on how to get these trackers kind of implemented into off-road racing. The Caselli Foundation and through KTM, we have the experience from the off-road racing side of things. We're able to give them, the knowledge and the kind of way of thinking from the off-road side, and then they have the technology and the way to write all the programs to really build the system. And it just takes a whole system that needs to get put in place in order to have a safe race. And we've been really happy working with Volocore. They've done a good job getting these prototypes set up for us to test, and we're looking forward to the future. At the Caselli Foundation, part of our mission is to bring new technology to off-road racing, and we really realized that there's a void in off-road racing with the technology and the way that the races are managed. We're just really happy to be able to make this into reality and hopefully get it into all different forms of racing very soon. We first started this project with Volocore about 8 months ago, and basically just an idea. We knew that the technology was out there. We didn't really know how to access it, so we started talking back and forth, coming up with different ideas. They've showed us a rough prototype in the past, and we didn't have any really real-world testing on the device, so we didn't even know if it was going to work. And that's part of this test, is to get this thing out in the real world and start doing some testing on the motorcycle, see if it's going to be durable enough, see if it's going to handle a crash, the different things that need to happen before it can actually be a real safety device and stand up to a race like Baja or Hare and Hound or any other kind of off-road race. At this test, we were out testing a number of functions. We were testing the pass alert function, where a rider or another vehicle comes up on a slower vehicle. The device actually sets off an audible alarm that notifies the vehicle that's being passed that a faster vehicle is passing it, so they can move out of the road or get out of the way safely. The other function that we were testing is the down rider function, which not only does it send an alert via satellite to the command center, but it also sends out an audible alert to any vehicles that may be near. So if a vehicle is coming up on another vehicle that has crashed, rolled over, or is stuck in some way, the approaching vehicle will have an audible alarm sound and be alerted of the vehicle that's down in front of them. So another thing that we wanted to test is the G-forces that the bikes and the riders are experiencing. There's not a whole lot of data that's been gathered about the G-forces that are experienced in off-road racing. So KTM donated a bike to us to use as a crash test bike. We fitted it up with G-force sensors and one of the tracking devices, and we were able to crash it several times actually, and gather a ton of good data about what the bike experience is in a high-speed crash. We went all the way from first gear crashes all the way up to fifth gear, 50 mile an hour, 60 mile an hour crashes, and got a ton of good data. It was really an interesting experience to send a bike off in fourth gear and let it run wide open across the dry lake bed until it crashed. I kind of felt bad about doing it, but at the same time, we're doing it for the good of all the off-road racers that will benefit from this. So this is just one project that the Caselli Foundation is working on for 2015. We have several things. You'll be able to see us at all the National Hare and Hound events. We're going to be out at all the AMA Youth Hare and Hound Series events. We're sponsoring the Youth Series this year, so we're going to be supporting the youth racers and doing a little bit of education and helping them along on how to compete safely. So we're really excited about the Youth Series this year, and we have several other projects that we're working on. We're going to be back in Baja this year, a bunch of other fun things going on. So check us out at kirkcaselli.com, and we'll see you at the races.